Hello friends of YouTube. Today is a video that I've been so excited to make, because today itself is a special day. Today is the birthday of my favorite person in this whole entire world, Mr. Choi Hyun-suk. I contemplated making a video about this or not because I usually don't make videos for birthdays, but Hyun-suk is a very important figure in my life and I feel like if I hadn't, it would have been unfair to him. Because I just like to spend the most of my time trying to do positive things for him, and I'm not sure if this particular video will make much sense at all. Going into this, I don't have a direction other than I wanted to express my feelings. I thought about Mashiho's birthday live stream, and even though he wasn't there particularly, I guess I can just use this time to talk about the impact I think Hyun-suk has had on everyone's lives as a whole. How he brightens the world around him and selfishly, how he's affected my heart. I wanted to go avoid that, but really, it just goes to show the depths of what he means to me. This is literally the birthday of my favorite human existing on this planet. If I can't show him love today, then when can I? I guess to start, I'll say that I've been looking forward to this day for quite a long while now. Birthdays are all about celebrating the life of the person, as well as showering them with lots of love in the meantime. And Hyun-suk is someone who always uses his time to make the others around him feel happy and comfortable. So the fact that he gets to be spoiled makes my heart beyond happy. Each birthday of his, I get more and more excited about, and always more than my own birthday. I think by now this is my third birthday as his fan, and with each passing one I just get more excited, as he accomplishes more and works even harder with each day. He deserves more and more praise, but of course, I think Hyun-suk deserves overflowing amounts of praise on every single day, not just his birthday. It's really crazy to think about it though. The birthday itself. 22 years ago, this amazing person entered the world, and in the year 1999, it was 3 years before I was even born. Yet without his existence mine never would have been able to continue. His life was crucial to me being able to keep mine. He's what keeps me going, and as silly as it sounds, I believe in all of those karmic things, and the fate that the universe plays for you, all of that. So in some sense, I feel like my heart was connected to Hyun-suk before I was even born, which I know, it sounds weird, but in a simpler way, I just feel like I was born to become a fan of his, later on, and thanks to him, he helped me continue my own life, and gave me the strength to continue. But it wasn't just my life that was to be altered in the future by his existence. Hyun-suk was always destined for so many great things. I can't speak on everyone in the fandom, but I know at least from my friends, the special impact he has on so many lives, and I feel like everyone who knows him has this immense special spot. How could you not love this boy? All he does is radiate happiness and uses his energy to make the others around him feel better. So even if he's not your bias, I feel everyone has some sort of soft spot for him. Not to mention, him and Jaehoon both are very crucial figures to treasure. Without Hyun-suk, where would treasure even be? So yeah, but who would have thought this little bean would be destined for so much on that day he was born, 22 years ago. But speaking of being born with things, this talent he has had to have been some he was born with. I know that he worked hard to get his skills, but it almost seems like God-given. At least to me, everything he does always blows me away, is done perfectly and feels unique to how other people do it. From the very beginning until now, it's always had that feel. It's always grown stronger. Of course he worked hard to get to where he is, but he was so born to be an idol, so he had a good foundation to go with. But that's one thing I also really admire about Hyun-suk, is his work ethic. He always works so hard all the time. It seems like he's always working on something and never stops to check on himself that much. If he's going to stop to check on someone, he uses that time for the members, or will tweet it to treasure makers. He is always prioritizing others over himself. It seems like that warm heart of his is truly something so special, but I just admire his dedication. Still to this day, his determination to get to be exactly where he wanted to be, and to never falter and just push himself to get even better. Not a lot of people manage that. They either mentally crack, quit, or try to get by on doing the bare minimum, which when things get hard, you can't really blame people for that. Some people aren't built for certain things, but Hyun-suk puts his best into things no matter what. He never gives up, and best of all, He always stays positive, even in the hardest situations where most people would break down. Hyunsuk keeps his head up, and does his best to not let the world get him down. I think that's something so admirable, because a lot of people aren't that mentally strong. Which isn't a dig either. As much as I'd like to be a positive soul all the time, I'm more likely to crack when things get hard, but it's having a role model like Hyunsuk which inspires me to get better. Of course, no person is perfect, but if I had to name one person who I thought was the closest, it'd be Hyunsuk. He has so many qualities to which I admire, and I always just wonder how someone that amazing, soft and pure-hearted is real, you know? Every little aspect about Hyunsuk's personality just seems like a character in a book. Too perfect to be real, but when you watch him in Treasure Map, or with fans, or with his members, you see all how real he is. And you're just awestruck looking at someone that sweet. It's hard to believe he's real at points. I find myself playing video games so often. I try to distance myself from the real world, and I do this so often it feels like Hyunsuk holds the same qualities as the characters from my games that I hold to a really high regard. But I'm so thankful he's real. It's people like him being real are why I can keep going. Why so many of us can keep going. And to watch him grow as a leader, that's really special too. I can't place it, but that tenderness that he shows special to his members is really admirable, you know. He really dotes on the younger members, like he does for all of them. But I guess for like, Doyoung for example, he's always reactive even if Doyoung is doing something cheesy for the millionth time. You'll see Hyunsuk smiling at him and being a sweetheart like he always is. Or the little things like helping Yoshi with his Korean, his rap, helping any of the members with anything. He's always so willing to help. People like that are hard to find too. The ones who will drop anything to help you. And I just always wonder how Hyunsuk is real because he truly encompasses all of these qualities that the perfect person would have. Not to mention that he's sweet and talented. But the charisma he has is so unreal. I've never seen people have his kind of energy and swagger, you know. Everything about Hyunsuk is just really special to me. His energy is unmatched, and he never fails to make me happy. He always gives me inspiration, and I guess just knowing he's there is something that's always made me feel grateful. I never try to take it for granted, for a lot of reasons of course, but I know that not a lot of people have a person who helps their life in such a way, serving almost as a guardian angel, or at the very least, people don't have a friend figure like that. Sometimes people feel really alone. And I feel like that's where I was. So to find someone who makes me this happy was special enough. But the fact it was Hyunsuk I found. It seems like I stumbled across a miracle inside my own fairy tale. Like it's almost too good to be real. But every second Hyunsuk has made me happy, given me inspiration or anything of the like. It makes me want to do the same for him. Have I been able to do so successfully? Not really, as far as I know. But even if he has read my letters I posted to him on Wattpad or Weverse, my fan page, or even my YouTube videos, I doubt it'd make him smile that much just because I'm weird. But I'd like to think the effort itself could be enough to make him smile, or put positive energy out into the universe for him. And positivity is something Hyunsuk has really taught me. Was I a gigantic negative person prior to having Hyunsuk in my life? I'd like to think not, but regardless of the past, I know I feel like a more positive person thanks to his influence. I really want to follow his example, so I've learned how to take care of my friends thanks to what he's taught me, and I've formed a lot of important bonds this way. Everything that I have in my life and that I've managed to build myself isn't just BC he saved me, but he taught me how to live, so sometimes it always feels like he gave me a new life. And as sappy as it may be, that's why his birthday has such a high importance to me. Like I said earlier, his existence was crucial for mine to even stay afloat, as selfish as that is to say, but I know other people feel similarly in at least some sense. He's just a very important person and you grow to love him more and more with each day that passes, and the more you see him. I have so many fond memories with him. I know why GTB was not the brightest time for anyone. I try to avoid mentioning it these days, because I don't want to bring back bad memories for anyone. But as unpleasant as it may have been, there was good in it too, because I just remember I felt this turnaround in my life, and I finally felt like things were going to be okay. For the first time in a long while, I found myself happy, and looking forward to the next day, which felt like I was finally living, rather than being a vessel only getting through life, and not enjoying it. Seeing his bond back then with Jun Hyuk allowed me to see the soft qualities he had, and of course his talent came easy to see. It radiated off of him before you even see him perform, just from a glance. He's really special. All the little videos stick out in my head, even after so long, like the time attack videos. As short as it was, it left a big impact. From him not knowing what to do with the little treasure box but him thinking how pretty the ring was when he opened it, or later in the video when he was cheesing and his face when it flew off, or the good morning and good night cams. Hear me out, because I know this is cheesy, but I used to actually watch those every day and night before bed and when I woke up, just cause I felt like if I saw it in the morning, I could have a good day, and if I watched it before bed, I could rest easily, and it doesn't really embarrass me too much, cause I sort of do the same things. Instead of good morning cams, I anticipate a post on Twitter or Weverse when I wake up, and instead of the good night cams, I listen to Treasure's songs that comfort me the most before bed, or watch a fancam. But in some sense, my life heavily revolves around him. Even in 2019 when we had nothing, he was always on the forefront of my mind, and I just rewatched anything I could, cause seeing Hyunsuk made my heart feel at peace, and every day I spent as his fan, I feel like I could love him more, you know. Back then, like in 2019, people always seemed to be pretty shocked I was so loyal to Hyunsuk at that point. A year after the show with no news of an update, they wondered, but my heart couldn't feel the same with anyone else. Just in the same way they got perplexed I stayed loyal. I was just as surprised as to why they think I wouldn't be. Don't misunderstand of course though, haha. I know they mean no ill intentions. I just could never fathom my heart being loyal to anyone else other than Hyunsuk. I feel like it's ascended to more than an idol thing at this point. He's just my role model, and I'm grateful to him for every single thing he's done. He genuinely changed my life. I couldn't live without him, and this might seem selfish to talk about on his birthday, but I just want to share things to show how important he is, and hopefully it opens up a discussion to others about how he's impacted our lives. Cause I know for a fact I'm not the only one. From a personality as sweet as his, to his talents and his enthusiasm for almost everything, this guy is so easy to become enamored with, and all his moments can ring so freshly in my head. I know I say it a lot, but he's always really thoughtful. I know sometimes on a live he'll put himself towards the back of the screen so other members can be seen better. He'll keep everyone engaged in the conversation, to not leave anyone out. He'll take his time replying to people on Weverse. He always is so thoughtful of treasure makers as well. He always upkeeps his promises, even treating the staff as well as everyone else. He's just honestly the most caring, and his heart deserves to be celebrated as much as everything else. Cause every aspect of him is so superb, but it's just hard for me to imagine someone like him as real. I've spent a good portion of my life trying to escape from it and go into a different reality. That's probably why I grew such an interest in video games. But the way Hyunsuk made me feel is always like my games did for me when they took me away from things that bothered me. When I get immersed into a game I feel like my problems are gone and I just feel happy. Like it's all too perfect to be real. And that's how I feel with him. He just genuinely almost seems like a character from one of my games that came to life. And he exists in the real world. And hear me out. Sometimes I get scared I'll wake up and it'll just be a dream. That it never happened. Sometimes I have nightmares where I don't have Hyunsuk. But I know that won't ever happen. As long as he's there I'll always be okay. He's like the oasis I can escape to, and my entire world, if we're being honest. Of course I have other aspects of my life. It's not always K-pop and treasure, but they've become an essence of my heart. So no matter where I go, Hyunsuk and them are with me because they are always in my heart. This heart that's only able to beat because Hyunsuk is the one putting the life into it. But I feel like I'm getting a bit distracted. I just want to make sure Hyunsuk's day gets celebrated. He's a very important person in my life and I want him to be getting all of the love that he deserves. After all, he's always giving his love to everyone else. You guys might be tired of hearing me say it by this point in the video, but the more that I progress into making it, more things keep popping up into my head. Do you guys remember the Treasure TMI episode where he went to cheer on Jahoon for his first day of being a MC at Oinkigeo? That he didn't just go to give support, but also got him flowers, and even gathered all the things Jahoon had requested, and stayed to cheer him on, and was even taking pics of Jahoon's performance like a cute little mum. It's just those little things that remind you what a sweet and genuine person he is, and I feel like people like this in the world are so rare. I'm just really grateful to keep seeing this sweet side of him. Over time, this world can feel really dark, and a lot of times, very unpleasant to live in. Sometimes all you want is to just escape and never have to deal with it again. But as long as Hyunsuk is here, I want to keep fighting to live another day where I can see him be the amazing person he is, and inevitably watch him become even cooler over time. No matter what this man does, I will be in awe over it, guaranteed. As a YouTuber, I spend a lot of time editing, when my time allows me to. Of course, sometimes the schedule in my day doesn't permit me to do so, but I certainly try my best. I even, admittedly, put time aside from studying to edit for Hyunsuk. As silly as it may be, he's the most important to me, and I want to do something for his birthday. Cause really, most days when I can study, is only because Hyunsuk inspired me to do my best. The last important test I took, I literally brought my Suk photo card to keep right in front of my computer. I wouldn't have been able to pass without him. I just kept thinking about what he would have done, and by the time I started to be his fan, he was already an adult, so I don't really know what he was like as a student. I didn't really go digging for stuff either, cause it'd be weird, but knowing how hard he worked, I'm sure that he balanced his school with his idol stuff just as well. But I do remember his video from YGTB, the What's in My Bag video, where he had that old notebook from school and he wrote that he will get into YG. That's the sort of stuff that sticks out in my mind. I want to get to my exact goals just as he did. I know that if I follow the lead of this amazing role model, it can't be too impossible, right? Guess this video is starting to grow rather long, but I just wanted to take the time to talk about this amazing boy on his amazing day, albeit this is not the only video I uploaded for his birthday, but this one is probably one of the most important that I've made, and I know for a fact I cried the most editing this one. Yeah, I know it's silly, he's an idol who will never know I exist, but on the off chance he ever finds a video of mine, I just want him to know that there's people out there who love him unconditionally, for a lot of reasons. Of course I have my selfish reasons like how he saved me. He gave me a role model I can always look to for good inspiration, and he's ultimately helped me improve as a person. But I also just appreciate him and all of his little quirks, both him as Hyunsuk the idol, and as the person. I know I don't know him personally, but from what I've seen off stage, my heart certainly feels connected in some way. Seeing him smile gives my heart more satisfaction than my own happiness, and seeing him do what he loves makes my own heart swell with joy. I love seeing him happy in his studio. I love his little social media updates. I love his charisma and charm on stage, and his undeniable sweetness off of it. I love his enthusiasm for his hobbies he enjoys like soccer or fashion. I love his unconditional love for his members or his fans. I just want him to know that there's people out there who love him for all of it, and I want him to read the comments of this video, or on any video, and see the outpour of love for him. I want him to smile. I want him to know that every hard moment he ever had to go through to get to this point wasn't in vain. We appreciate all of the efforts he made in the past, that he's making now and will make in the future, that we have his back and that we love him so much, not just on his birthday, but every single day. Our hearts go out to him. I know that mine certainly does. This heart itself couldn't beat without the life that he put into it. I owe my life to him, and I just want him to know how special his is to so many of us. He's truly made such an impact on this world, and that's only at the still young age of 22. Without Hyunsuk, who knows where so many of us would even be. So I just wanted to take the minute to not just celebrate his birthday and his existence, but everything about him. I can't say it enough. I just want to show anyone who will listen how much I love Hyunsuk, and everything about him. But this video is probably cringe and too long. So I'll stop here, but I hope you guys enjoy celebrating the birthday of this special boy as much as I always do. Mr. Choi, my forever favorite boy, you're the one my heart will always be forever connected to, and loves the most, and all I desire for is your happiness. So please be well always. Have a nice day, and an amazing birthday. I love you more than anything else in this world. Always, and forever.
눈 감을 때 you're my sweet dreaming night 이제 편히 잠에 들 것 같아 yeah 네가 있어서 이 불은 천정도 Cause you were so warm 만개 않는 미소 나도 내일 부가 되고 싶어 Okay 쏙 들어와